I think Allison thinks I'm crazy no matter what. That's why I love her.
So the first time Britton told me about this trip, my first impression was like, I don't want to do that. So I thought, ugh, this is going to be an adventure.
All right, we are clear on final. Sandpoint traffic, Skyhawk 061, taking off runway 2, departure to the north.
Hopefully we just have a successful trip and we don't have any horrific weather, avalanche issues, and we don't strangle each other. It's going to be a win.
We're off, and then we're going to ski this.
Off the top, or well.
And then basically hit the bottom, reverse over. Or do you want to climb back up to the ridge?
I don't know. I ski this down to here somewhere and then work up onto that ridge, wherever we think is.
And flat top, we're looking right here.
That furthest one, yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously the Selkirks are a pretty young mountain range. They're pretty gnarly and it's a pretty big feat. You know, we're looking at doing 60 plus miles in 6 to 7 days.
And we are going to ski from Schweitzer and we're going to walk to Canada.
Cody, what are you doing in my garage?
I'm hanging out in video, getting pretty. Oh, that's nice. That's
I
delightful.
Have something for you because
that looks
your unexpected cameo.
Yeah.
Your favorite.
Oh, that's delightful.
With a rock.
Oh, with a perfect rock.
But we got visual on Beehive Cache. That looks good. Kent Lake. That was pretty knife edge too.
As far as the flying goes, I know that's been extremely important just to see it from a different perspective, because you can sit and look at maps all day, but it's nice to see, see the terrain in the summer and then versus in the winter and what the snowpack looks like and all that kind of stuff. So flying has definitely helped them decide their routes.
Yeah!
On the numbers.
Well, I'd say that was a successful
We
mission.
did it! We are alive!
Our last aerial tour before we...
Yeah, I mean, in the airplane it was quick to do it. I don't see why it's going to take us that long to
7
hike
days. I don't get it either.
I don't understand.
I think we kind of have a weather window. It looks like Monday it's going to be cold after this wind event's over, and then it looks like some high pressure cold days, but we got some sunshine. Okay, so here we go. We start Monday, and cold temps.
At night, but not during the day.
Look at mostly sunny. Tuesday, sunny Wednesday, Thursday partly sunny, Friday partly sunny. That's all weather window. Cool. Monday. We're doing it.
The one thing that I don't necessarily like about this is theoretically this is the lightest our packs are going to be.
Agreed, yeah. I gotta put food in here?
I don't like that.
I gotta do what? The food? I don't want to carry you that. We went out and cached. We've got 3 caches of food, so you'll be able to eat really good one night, have to haul your food the next night. But it should be an every other day, getting to a cache and have good food.
I had been talking about it amongst my close friends for probably 5 years. I've been thinking about it for way longer than that, but I've been like talking about it for probably 5 years. And just every year we had an excuse why not to do it. We're gonna go do this trip, we're gonna do that trip. We tend to do a lot of ski trips. And we always have an excuse why not to do this one. So I just threw it out there and I said, I wanna do this, who wants to go?
Some of that terrain we've been in on different mechanized or man-powered adventures. Some of that terrain, we've only flown over or haven't been over. Some of that terrain, a lot of people don't see. There's some ski descents and there's some terrain in that on our path that no one really goes to. There's people that have been there, but the span between people going there is few and far between. And so I think just the ruggedness, and it's not a straight route. There's some deviations and there's some, stuff that we're gonna have to navigate, some obstacles that we're gonna have to navigate. some good friends come out, lead us off, and
Yeah,
we're gonna go get after. I guess this is the start of it.
Yeah.
The official start is right now. Right now at 12:48, March 16th, Monday.
All right, guys.
See you guys.
We'll see you on the flip side. Yeah.
As much as they've gone over the terrain and they've seen it from the air and they've looked at the maps, once you're really like one-on-one with it, it can be a little different. And so I'm just a little worried that it might be a little bit more of a mountain to climb than they intend. So I don't have any doubt that they'll problem solve and figure it all out, but just when they're tired and it's cold and it's been a few days with hiking, and I just feel like that would be a little wearing. So I just hope that they have the stamina to continue on and finish it.
And then we got the booties, like we learned with the waterproof soles.
Yep.
And if I died, you said they'd be too small for you,
Yeah.
slightly.
A little too
Your
small.
toes were touching.
Yeah.
But you can have my booties if I don't make it.
Yeah, okay.
Probably Britton is probably our most prepared member. He's been weighing all his gear and buying all the fanciest stuff money could buy. So he's probably the most prepared.
Obviously, two things need to be charged: is the inReach and phone for mapping, communicating. So this will basically get us by, but we're in debate on whether we take this or heavy battery pack.
How prepared do you feel?
Oh, half-ass prepared at best. I believe my first night will be the first night we go out. We're sleeping in tents. We have a cache to get to. I buried that cache, so at least I have a good hope that I can refine that thing.
Oh, Cody, what are you doing in here? You have a cache? Where is said cache?
That'll be my first night sleeping true snow camping in a tent. It'll be my first night in a new sleeping bag I haven't used yet, although it is a nice, good, 0-degree legit sleeping bag. I have yet to use the thing. I climbed into it in my bedroom to make sure I was going to fit inside it. Feels like a good fit. It's not too short. I'm not going to have to sleep funny. But yeah, new sleeping bag, new sleeping pad. I didn't have a lot of true winter camping stuff, so we'll be test driving some gear when it counts. No big deal. But yeah, so I feel moderately prepared.
So here is Camp 2 reporting live. Camp 2.
Hi. The only reason I can talk is because I just took my oxygen off.
No Corona COVID-19 here.
Yet.
This is our kitchen. This is our water. Yes, it's a trash bag. That's our pee. No, they're not too close. This is Cody.
I think this is how you
Cody cutie. How many litres of water have you drank today, Engineer Lile?
Since we started walking this morning?
Yes.
including everything.
And how many dumps?
Since we started walking, 0.
Oh, 0.
0.
But you have one brewing.
Maybe.
All right, that was it. That's all. Yes. The background around this place is real crappy.
What do you think about CODY'S preparedness?
Can I have another glass? Never winter camping before, never spending a night in a tent in winter, never, having wet feet for 7 days. All this stuff that all of us have kind of had in like a micro dose, Cody has never had. And so it's part comical because it's like, oh man, what he doesn't even know what he's in for. But it's part a little bit scary to me, just from my background being kind of a planner. And then in Ski Traverse backcountry ski school, they teach you, or highly recommend that you do not do this.
That's called a boot off.
That's called the boot off.
Oh, infield boot off's totally normal. Everybody does it.
Totally?
Except that like 10% of people do it.
Cody, how many times is this today?
Well,
I mean, technically 2, but you're on your 3rd boot, so we're gonna go with 3.
I'll go with 3. It's a 3 boot.
All right, 3. All right, that works. I think he's in for a rude awakening. I think we're all in for a rude awakening, but I think that just like no planning trips, never used some of the gear before, I think it's gonna be interesting.
I prefer to sleep in some cotton on the hut.
I would say that Day 2 really kind of was a real ass kicker for everyone.
Day 2 was terrible. That day was brutal.
I think it was like by 2 o'clock, there wasn't a word said for like 2 hours probably. And we were all just mentally, physically drained. I think a couple things happened, like the reality of what we're doing. We're day 2 and we're less than 10% of the way in. We're tired from day 1. We realized early on or later on day 1 that we were not going to get to ski most of the stuff that we wanted to ski, and we didn't make it to our actual intended Camp 2 spot. And I think all those things combined really just put us in the suck factory.
What's it feel like? Very variable.
Yeah, what is it kind of?
Fuck. How was your day today?
I would say challenging.
Challenging?
It was more challenging than yesterday for me.
But your spirits are still high?
Sure.
They will be after dinner.
They will be after dinner. Right now I feel very worn out, and I feel I was hoping to make more distance than we did today, so that pisses me off. But we do know that there's not much to ski up high.
He's only saying that because what we actually wanted to ski is like right here. It's literally right there. But we walked all day and did some shitty hiking.
We got on top of this ridge, kind of skied down towards the lake, and it was this killer looking run. Looks like it should have been awesome, and instead it was like World Cup glare ice with bad shapes. It was probably the worst ski run I've had in 5 years, inbounds, out of bounds, anywhere. It was just awful, oh, sweet. I hiked for 8 or 9 hours to just ski that little 700 feet, and it was complete crap. Feels totally worth it. Really a good day.
My soul's a little crushed, pretty tired. I can see the one spot on that the glacier that we skied down.
Yeah, I could see
where you can see mine and EJ's tracks. I think I can see yours too.
We actually did ski this line right here, but it was a hike all day for real bad skiing.
It was like the only 2 turns that weren't truly frightening in the whole thing right there. No big deal.
Basically, we're gonna try and locate where Britton and his crew are up on the mountain. I guess we got a message from Britton yesterday that things are going well, but he could use a little upper in the emotional status. So we're bringing Allison along to come find Britton with us.
Oh, I see some low tracks. I wonder if that's theirs.
Hey, Britton, this is 28 X-ray. Do you copy? We're on 1, 2, 3, 4 flat.
They should be somewhere in this green zone here. My guess is they're somewhere along that ridge between these 2 points. Okay. Hey, Britton, it's Lena. Can you hear us? Oh! Guess who's sitting right next to me? Oh, yeah,
Allie?
Oh, hey there, Sugar Bear.
Hi, babe.
Seeing these guys fly by, that was a huge morale boost. I know for me, because I was actually physically getting to talk to you guys in the radio.
I'm at your 12 o'clock right now.
Excellent.
12 o'clock down low, about 1,000 feet.
That could be him.
Here they are. Boss! Deplane! Woo! That was sick! Thanks again. Bye, Al. Woohoo! Loose on the loose.
I've never skied with a GoPro in my mouth before, so we'll see what happens.
we skied down to you guys and heard your story of how you guys got in there and had similar trials and tribulations to us.
Well, I kind of thought I knew what we were getting into, but it turns out I have no idea. Never really used these skis to this extent. And check out the amount of snow that's stuck. It literally is like 10 pounds on each ski. It's really hard. Woke up this morning really early and started our ski, which was 13 miles at about 6 a.m. As we got a few hours in, we realized we were slower than we thought, so we were a little sad because I thought we were gonna miss them.
And then, you know, Katie's like, well, we have bananas, and we're like, you have fresh fruit?
Oh, that's like heaven.
Fresh fruit! Why didn't we put these in the caches?
3 days in, like, that was like, that and the flyby, like we were on cloud 9 for the rest of the day.
Yep, you got it.
Walk.
Okay, nice to see you. They're looking really good. No injuries, like really no complaints with their body. They got a little crushed, I think, on their second day, but since then they've just actually lowered their expectations, which has made them happier and more stoked about all the little things that they find along the way. I think they're headed to a cabin tonight. They didn't want to stay too long because they got long days ahead.
Okay, we're reporting live from Camp 3, Day 4, from the lovely Beehive. This is what you do to get all the shit in your backpack. This is going to be a rated R film, but we've got stuff drying at various stages. Poopaloop, putting sunscreen on. EJ with kitchen. Kitchen extraordinaire.
Canister change.
This was a cache camp, so we've got lots of food. Dead bodies everywhere. Are we in consensus one of the fastest built best tents yet?
Oh, best tent, I think.
Best tent. It's very symmetrical, meaning that we've got it propped up good. I'll show you a tour. I've got the single side, and I think they're most impressed with the double side. You could sleep diagonal or double. Boot barn. And then out of the tent, we've got the view of the mountains. All right, checking out.
Well, I think for all of us, you know, the goal is to ski something. We had a goal to get there, but we wanted to do something cool on the way, and that seemed like that was mostly out the window just because the weather, that windstorm had just effed up everything between here and there for the most part. We did get a few good lines, but not many. I think like 3 good things that we skied. Maybe at best 1,000 bird each for the week.
Run of Bone Crusher, take 1. Moose on the loose! Boys.
Hi, we're here. We're actually not
reporting
at the cabin
live.
The cabin's right over there. Our friends are there supposedly. We're gonna show up looking fresh as daisies. We had
smell
a
great.
short day today. We've only
EJ punched me in the face.
only been touring for about 2 hours. It's just a delightful little tour today, and our feet are all fresh, and we feel good and strong.
And where do we come from? Schweitzer?
We came from Schweitzer.
Schweitzer, 2 hours ago.
So we got to the point in the trail where we're getting really close. Start making some noise. Hearing a little bit of noise back from the cabin, get up close, and Tricky Trav comes up, gives me a big hug. Hey, congrats guys, you made it here, oh my goodness.
We just ski toured from Schweitzer to fucking West Fork Cabin.
Shit, fire.
Yeah!
Boys.
And then Gary's there to high five everybody, like, oh Gary, what's going on?
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Yeah! Oh, we made it! What's up from Schweitzer? We started like 2 hours ago.
For me, I wanted to go all the way, but I had set my expectations on West Fork Cabin. That's a huge feat to walk from Schweitzer to West Fork Cabin. And if it was just the pain was too much, the blisters were too bad, I was like, you know, that was like fine for me. And so anything beyond that was just icing on the cake. And so when we got there, I think a little bit of that was in everyone. It was like, this is such a feat just to go to those two places that, you know, we were just kind of elated to be there. And then to have our friends there, have the warm cabin, have a bed to sleep in. That was the first night we got to sleep in a bed.
Our friends are here, and we got a killer place to sleep and dry. I'm actually gonna get my boot liners dry tonight. They won't smell like a rotten wet dog tomorrow. This is awesome. They did get dry. They did still smell like a rotten wet dog. That wasn't gonna stop.
Gary Quinn is like the godfather of backcountry skiing in the Selkirks and the Cabinets.
We've learned a ton from him. I mean, half of what we do is because he and his buddies have done it first, and we get some info from them, and then like, oh, we think we can do this. Gary, what about this area? Oh yeah, you go up there and do this and this, and like, it's awesome. Just a killer resource.
We should have consulted Gary before we left on the Traverse, at least for a day of lessons, but we learned them the hard way. We learned them the hard way.
We did.
Weather's again is beautiful, but there's not good alpine way to go from the West Fork north to the border. So we're down on mostly road walking, and road walking is flat. And that was the worst part, certainly for me, and I assume for those guys.
Our home mountain range right here is really pretty amazing. I mean, we hiked for 6 days and we didn't even see, we saw tracks of like other people skiing and lots of snowmobile tracks. But I mean, we didn't see a single person for 6 days.
This is the border? This is the border? We made it to the border? A? This is Canada A? Anybody seen the border? Woo! See you guys later. Where's it at?
Oh, we're all the way to Canada, eh?
Hey,
Good work.
we just made your dream a reality. Yeah.
First fries and gravy.
Yeah, boys.
So before we left, our dear friend Cody, I want to go on record to say that I take back anything that any doubts I had. He's my MVP. He straight up crushed our little adventure across the Selkirks, and he did great. I think he learned some stuff, and we all learned some stuff, but he did awesome.
Woo! 6 days later, friends, family, future sponsors, and investors in Oppo Vest. I guess we're here. If you can't see, there is a line right there. That is the border. So here we are in the United States. Here we are in Canada. There's your line. Canada. Back in the US of A.
I've got a huge amount of respect for what they did, and not only the planning, the logistics and everything, but it was the idea of doing it. You know, I respect the fact that they had the idea that they wanted to make it happen, and then they followed through with it and made it happen.
Oh, I have plenty of other ideas. I don't know if they're good ideas, but
That trip was a high dose of type 2 fun. It's the type of fun where it sucks when you're doing it, but after you say, oh yeah, I could do that again.
It was killer having people there supporting and having, you know, friends taking time out of their deal or out of their lives because they came up for a few days just to show up and hang out with us, and you know, folks wanted to be a part of it, and that was awesome. I didn't think it was, I thought it was cool, wasn't sure it was that cool, but it turns out it was that cool, and they thought it was that cool, so what are you gonna do?
Oh, that is heaven. I haven't had a banana in 3 days.
Banana!
Where do you get these? Heart bowls? Oh.
Heart bowl.
Heart bowls. This commercial is sponsored by Heart Bowls.